Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dimple Chandani. I've been practicing yoga from past 9 years now, and I'm teaching yoga from almost three and a half years. So before I begin, I'd like to give my gratitude to Nutan ma'am, EYG Academy, my parents, my brother, and all my friends and classmates who have supported me always. So today's topic is Rajaswala, Paricharya, and puberty. I'll start. Like, what is puberty? It generally there's some changes seen in girls and boys at age 12 to 15 years. There's some sexual characteristics develop in them, like in armpits, hairs are developed. Then some hormone level changes in boys, testosterone level increases. Then in girls, there's estrogen and etc. hormones increases. The first characteristics seen in girls is like the breast development, and they get periods. And the and then boys, the first characteristic, like they have a deeper voice. The voice changes all of a sudden in them, and their armpits and all the hair develops. So this is generally the puberty. Next, moving on to what is Rajaswala Paricharya. Rajaswala is generally the woman during her menstruation is called Rajaswala. Woman is also called Ritumati according to Ayurveda. Woman who is menstruating is also called Ritumati. And Paricharya are like some holistic care guidelines given by Ayurveda. Like we need to follow some guidelines during these period, which helps a woman drastically to drastic physical and psychic changes to help cope with them. Like some have abdomen pain and all, how to avoid that abdomen pain, how to take care of yourself during these days. That are the code guidelines given by Ayurveda. So there's some guidelines you need to follow during these periods, like diet. What basically we should eat during these menstrual cycle. Like we should eat vitamin C rich food, includes citrus fruits like oranges, bell pepper, all kind of bell pepper, green, yellow, capsicum. Potassium rich diet includes banana, vitamin A rich carrot, yogurt, balanced diet. You should not eat a lot of, like if I'm saying vitamin C rich food doesn't mean you have to only eat vitamin C rich food. You should include a proper diet. And besides that, you should also include ghee in your diet during these periods generally. Then what you should not eat, like we should avoid salty, spicy, packed canned foods. Like sometimes we get burgers or like frozen foods, we should avoid during these periods. Junk food, again, pizzas and all. And alcohol, cigarette smoking, everything you should avoid. If you generally do that, generally we should don't take, but if you're doing that, you should avoid during this period. Lifestyle is generally like we should sleep on the mat made of darba. It's like a grass. It's a hard substance. We should lie down on the floor. We should take proper rest during those time. Like we should not sleep during daytime, but we should avoid sleep, take rest, don't do any physical exertions. Yama and Niyama, physical, like moral and ethical conducts given by yoga, we should follow them during these time. Brahmacharya, Pratyahar, Brahmacharya is celibacy. We should avoid intercourse during that time. Pratyahar and me time. Me time is like wonderful explanation given by Nutan ma'am. You should give ourselves time during this time. Avoid whatever you're doing. Like if you're a working woman, you should avoid going to work that days. If you're a housewife, you should avoid going to the kitchen. Give yourself time that time. It's very important to give yourself time. Lifestyle, one of the most important thing. We should not sleep during the day. Generally, like if we say we have to rest, that doesn't mean we need to sleep during the day. We can sleep during the night early, but don't sleep during the day. Stress, avoid how much of a stress you can. Stay away from negative thoughts, negative views. Physical exertion you should avoid, like running, walking. Don't do at least for first 3 days. Massage, all kind of massage, oil massage, everything, panchakarma, everything you should avoid that time. Use of cosmetics include again lipsticks, kajal, and everything. You should avoid using that. Sexual intercourse, as I said, you should avoid doing sexual intercourse that time. So yogic practices, everyone's have this question, like what yogic practices we should follow during this day. So these, like you can do yoga asanas in a modified way, but avoid. Generally don't do them. Inverted poses, not at all is recommended during these days because blood flow, it's like reversed. If we take our leg up and head down, the blood flow is reversed. And generally it's menstruation is like we are getting the blood flows downward. And sometimes happens like blood flow might get inverted and there might be chances like blood might stop. Like during menstruation, blood might stop. So we should avoid them. Karmas again should not be practiced. except Trata can be practiced during menstruation, and meditation, of course, can be practiced. So these are the few yogic practices like which have helped me personally, and I generally do them when I have my menstruation going on. One of the most like Supta Baddha Konasana has helped me a lot when I have back pain also during menstruation. I take a load or like a pillow, whatever, soft pillow. You can keep it from your lower back to your upper back or your head and lie down in butterfly pose, what we say. It has helped me a lot to help me with my cramps, sometimes back pain also. It soothes my pain generally. So I do all these poses, except that there are more poses which you can do asanas. So see what you're good at. Do resting poses, not very hard poses you need to do that time. You can do Sukshma Vayam also, like normal neck movement and all. Like there are some consequences if you don't follow these guidelines, like during these times, this is a fertile time, right? So if you don't follow this might affect later on to your fetus. Like if you sleep during the day, there might be chances like fetus later on might oversleeping. Weeping, like if we cry a lot, generally we should not cry during this. And there are nowadays girls who cry a lot during menstruation. So they should not cry because there might be chances of having a defective vision to the fetus. Oil massage again leads to skin disorders. Like most of the women I've seen, like they want to go to parlor during this time because they're free or they want to do something or the other. Like they want to do massage to their legs. We should avoid that because it leads to skin disorders later on. Fast running, physical exertion we should not do because it leads to unsteady both mentally and physically. It affects the fetus later on. You won't see the problems now in your body, but it might affect the fetus later on. Over talking, we should avoid talking a lot during this time because there are chances like fetus might be talkative later on. And laughing, of course, like you should laugh but in a limit because that leads to black color of lips and thumb of the baby. Then there are some questions generally we have in our mind, like if a girl is getting a periods or anyone, then we have questions like, does my blood smells? Like how much blood flow happens in during my menstrual cycle, one menstrual cycle? Does my period hurt? It should hurt or it should not hurt? Like when should I follow these guidelines? So there are a few of the questions which I think are very common between us. Like does having a period smell? So generally the period doesn't smell. It should not smell actually, but when the menstrual fluid gets mixed with the air, the odor comes. So it's normal. So that's the reason we say like don't go in the windy weather, stay at home, take proper rest so that period smell doesn't come. Does having a period hurt? Like if people are not following these guidelines, if women are not following these guidelines, there might be chances that they have cramps or they're not following the proper diet in their food, like they're eating a lot of junk food. There are chances they're having period cramps. Generally, we should not get the cramps. Until what time you should follow these guidelines by given by Ayurveda, at least for 3 days. Like first 3 days, we should follow these guidelines. Fourth, fifth day, slowly you can come back to your routine, but at least for 3 days, you need to follow these guidelines. And how much blood do I lose during my period? This is one of the most common questions asked by girls. Like even I had this question in my mind, how much blood do I lose? Do I lose a lot or do I lose a little bit? So it's like 1/4 cup generally, not more than that. What food should be avoided? As I told you, you should not eat a lot of spicy, salty food or sweets. Like generally, I had cravings for sweets, but once after doing this PPT and ma'am had explained me, I stopped eating sweets a lot. Like I reduced during eating during these periods. And can we practice yoga during menstruation? As I said, in a modified way, yes. You can do your pranayam like Anulom Vilom pranayam, Ujjayi pranayam, Shitali Shitkari, as ma'am has said, like cooling pranayam you can do, and plus follow the Yama Niyama rules, which are very, if you follow those also, it's very good. Like you don't need to do asanas every time. Like, and in the end, I would like to say like prevention is better than cure. You have always heard that. It's one of the beautiful lines given in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Like it's Heyam Dukkam Anagatam, the pain suffering that has yet to come to be avoided. So if you follow these guidelines, you yourself will feel beautiful and it will avoid the chances later on in your pregnancy. This is the fertile age. So you need to follow all these things. So it will be much helpful for you later on also and to your body also. You'll feel a difference by yourself. Thank you. Thank you everyone for listening to me patiently and hope I have explained this topic very well. I'm done.